In this video, I wanted to talk about a problem that I ran into that I was able to solve using an extension method that I didn't even write. I found it on the MSDN website. Now, here's the scenario that I've got. So on this page right here, on this tab, if you type in something, see how it auto-completes, and it's going to match something in the list right here. So when you type in something here, then it could change what's selected here. But when you change what's selected here, it changes what's selected, or the text in the text box. When you change the text in this text box, it could change the text that's selected in the dropdown, or the thing that's selected in the dropdown. So you see what we've got here is this kind of circular problem that we want to somehow get around. And the root of the problem is that when you change the text in a text box, it triggers a text change event. And so within that function that I've got that handles the text box being changed, I don't want to trigger another one of those events. I need to be able to set this text box and change whatever's displayed in it without triggering another event, because otherwise you get into that endless loop. So I started Googling around, okay, how do you change the text in a control without triggering an event? And the result that came back involved extension methods. So let's pop over to MSDN here, and there we go. So I found this on MSDN. It is possible. Please try this extension method. So here is an extension method, and you can, or it's a class with an extension method in it, right? So extension methods have to go in a static class. We got public static class, text box extensions, and the function that we write that we're going to bolt on to our text box, that has to be public, otherwise you wouldn't be able to use it, and it has to be static as well. So extension methods go in a static class. The extension method itself has to be public and static. And then remember, it has a this pointer. The this pointer is the type of object that this function is going to get bolted onto. So when we use this function, it's going to behave like it's built into the text box class, and it's going to have one parameter, which is the text. So once we add this extension method to the project, we'll have bolted on a function called setText to the text box class, and that function will take a parameter, which is the text string right here. If you're wondering what this does right here, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure, but you can see that there's some level of introspection going on. You can ask an object for its type, or you can get the type of an object, and then you can actually find out and manipulate what fields are in that object. So there's so C# apparently does support introspection. So, but the nice thing about this extension method class, though, is I can just take this and drop this into my project, and then all my text boxes will have this set text method on them that I can use to change the text in a control without triggering that event. So let's go over to my project and see what that looks like in action. So here we are in the form designer, and I'm going to double click on my text box there. And let's see, it calls a function called handle noun autocomplete. It passes in the text box and the combo box below it, so we can kind of manipulate them both together. And then what we're doing here is searching our combo box for a possible match. And this syntax right here, this is link right here that we're going to get to. Notice that looks like a database query. And then if we found a match, then we want to put the match into the combo box. And there we're doing that. TB is textbox.setText, right? This, and you can see in the tooltip right there, it says extension. It's an extension method. It's not that's not in the control class. That's in our extension method class. And what it has done is it is bolted on a function called setText that takes a single parameter, and that will change the value in the control without triggering another text box change event, and it prevents that endless loop from happening. And then if we run this, I've got it open right there. Okay, so there's so we've got something in the game here called there's a player. If I type PL, see how it auto completes. See, when I type in the box here, it changes whatever is selected. If I think there's like a, what else do we got? We got like, room 1 or something. So if I start typing in an R, right, see how it auto completes. And I should have put nothing in there. All right, but anyway, that's so there was an example of a tricky problem where changing this thing changed this thing, but changing this thing could change that thing. You had kind of a circular loop going on there, and that was solved by finding a way to change the text in the box without triggering the event. And the way to do that was provided by Microsoft in that extension method class. So there's a really good use for extension methods. So if you have a lot of like functions that you like to use, oh, I wish the string class had this function. I wish it had that function. Just put them all in an extension method class and then put that in your project, and then you'll always have those functions available to you. And it's like you had that access to the original code's control source code, and you were able to just kind of throw in there whatever you wanted. So that was really cool. So extension methods, it may not be obvious like what good they are, but here's an example where I needed a control to have a new behavior, and somebody else figured out how to add that behavior to the control or retrofit that behavior into the control using an extension method.